Hey everyone! As you can probably tell from down there, we are having another Stellaris Modding video for my mod, Thayus Sor. So, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, do that. The mod is Thayus Sor, and it's just magic and wizards and stuff in space. So, today we're going to be doing something. We're going to be fixing something that I broke. And I didn't break it, but it's a side effect of changing all of the ethics. And I actually showed that in an earlier video, is changing the ethics and giving them modifiers and stuff. But one thing that broke was the Empire personalities. And normally, if we actually look at this here, if we go, nope, wrong one. If we go to Stellaris, and we go to Common, and we go to Personalities. Personalities are essentially these things which, determine how an empire functions. But one of the things that happens is it's based off of this right here, where it says is this country X or is this section Y and whatnot. And in terms of ethics, and when we removed all of the ethics, it doesn't like that, and it puts it in the placeholder personality, which is despicable neutrals, or personality _null, and we don't want that. I'm actually going to bring this personality thing over here because I will need to reference part of this sheet later. Okay, but yeah. So I don't actually know how far I'm going to get, but we will go around. So I'm currently working on version 0.2.1 of the Thayus Sor mod. So I've done some things setting up for today. And the first one of those things is I've set up the actual new screen for the mod, the personalities themselves, and pretty much set up all these blank templates for the personalities, and we're actually going to just be filling these in. So the first thing we are going to be doing is, so I did that, and essentially what I'm doing for this is that I'm adding one personality each for each of the 20 pre-made empires, and which is the main empires will spawn at the beginning of the game. I will need more personalities in this for things like if you liberate a country and stuff like that, planets from a nation, or if natives are uplifted or things like that. But I'm not really, those are less important, and I'll cross those bridges when I get there. I just want to stop all the guys showing up as despicable neutrals. So, another thing I did real quick was if we go into localization, English, Thayus _empire, English _empire, I added localization. Oh, no, wrong one. That's ethics, not empires. And you're showing up on the wrong screen. I added these, so I added the things for personality _Ilwa. So the children of Ilwa, which I talked about in the Making Nameless video, their personality is champions of civilization. And that's one where pretty much any fanatic Ilwa nation, I'll probably will be champions of civilization. But something for the Throne of Sel-Dois, which is this nation ruled by this immortal lich, not all of them are going to be a relentless horde of undead, so the relentless horde personality will probably be tied to a civic or something that Throne of Sel-Dois has, and I'll probably have an alternate personality if for the Throne of Sel-Dois ones. So some of them will be a bit more generic than others. I don't actually know how I'm going to be handling what's that word? Ethics switching in this mod yet. Part of me is I'm going to be doing actually not having ethics swapping, and instead trying to put into a system where if your ethics diversions goes too high and stuff like that, and you have a lot of things adding a system for civil wars and religious strife within your nation. So kind of like having almost like something like with religious unity in Europe Universalis, but for this. It's actually kind of interesting because we are switching to the emphasis on religion. It's actually like brings back like a lot of the Crusader Kings 2 and Europe Universalis mechanics. You kind of like focus on religion because they're much more religious focused games, because given the time period and stuff like that, so it's kind of like reverting back to a lot of that general like very religious mindset. But okay, let's begin then. Although I guess technically we already did like begin, but that's essentially what I've done. So for the personalities, when you add a new personality, this is like defined as the 4-letter code that the Empire has. So like everything that's a Children of Ilwa uses the YLLW code, and each of the nations has one of these codes that it just keeps everything straight. And for the localization, it's just personality _ that code. Some things like nameless are restricted to 4 characters. These can actually be longer as long as they're one unit and with connected by underscores and whatnot. But I said just to be the same to keep it all straight. And then personality _ description. I haven't written all the descriptions. It's with the placeholder description of Lily write this already, and I will eventually, but I'm not going to write on camera because, as we told from the Let's Make a Nameless video, I am not good at doing creative stuff on camera. It's really hard to do that live. So, alright, let's just go through this, and we'll talk about like what they are. So first off, the Children of Ilwa. So the first off is aggressiveness. Aggressiveness is talking about how likely are they to start wars. Fanatical. Yeah, so this is a number between 0 and 2. The Children of Ilwa aren't super aggressive, but they're also not unaggressive. They don't avoid war. They believe things. So I'm actually going to put their aggressiveness at just a simple 1. And I'll probably adjust these things later. Trade willingness. Again, this is between like 1 and 2. Actually, the Children of Ilwa are actually very much into trade because like it's commerce and things like that. Bravery is essentially how likely are they to are they the type, if low bravery, they will pick on like weaker nations and being very strategic and picking their battles wisely. Well, higher bravery means like they look at the guys and will be like, no, I can take you on. But the Children of Ilwa, they're not that. They actually I can actually say 0.8 because they're not like not brave, but they will not they're not going to go out of their way. Now, combat bravery is more talking about how likely are they to flee in combat, and like retreat in combat and things like that. How long will they engage before fleeing? I believe this might be changing in 2.0, but for now, let's just say this. Like, honestly, the Children of Ilwa are very much like kind of like middle ground, like in terms of war and whatnot. So let's just give it just a plain 1. Okay, military spending is essentially talking about how much will they spend on making new like building ships and stuff. Actually, we're gonna give them about 0.6 or so because they really want to focus on more economy and whatnot. colony spending, oh yeah, 1.8, they want to just expand. Like, they are the beacon of civilization. They are the front against the dark horde of the unknown. Federation acceptance. This is unlike a ratio or modifier, this is an actual, like, opinion modifier. Federation acceptance, though, is actually going to be positive 10, because the Children of Illa, they do want to work with people. They believe that diplomacy is useful. Like, they believe in contracts and association for the greater good and things like that. Non-aggression pact acceptance is going to be... Actually, they're going to be about -10, because they'll be more like... They don't want to limit their options. Actually, no, let's also give that... Let's give that a 10, just because they want... actually, just nothing. Like, doesn't affect them, because, like, they want secure borders for trade and whatnot, but they're not going out of their way. Defensive pact acceptance, I'd say probably about 20. Like, if they can help defend and, like, be mutually beneficial, yeah, the Children will help. Migration pact acceptance, actually quite. They want to be very cosmopolitan and whatnot. Advanced start chance, we're gonna say, we're just gonna, let's just set it at 50, because there's not going to be advanced starts, but I'll just set it at a thing. Armor and shields. Okay, also weapon preference. I'm actually going to be changing a lot of this, because I'm going to be overhauling a lot of the combat system, so I don't actually know what I'm doing with this right now. So for all these, I'll just be setting it 0.5 and 0.5, unless, like, there's a specific one that, like, makes more sense. Threat modifier. Threat modifier is how much they how much do they perceive, like, other threats of people conquering and whatnot. They are actually going to be very jumpy. They see that, and they don't want to lose a single outpost. They don't want to see that thing. They actually, I need to see if this is okay, so this is a multiplicative modifier. I have the actual base Stellaris files on the other screen, my other screen, just see what the values are about this. And this appears to be another one that's, like, between 1 and 2, usually. So they're actually going to be 1.5. They really see that as a thing. And threat for others modifier, like, they are the beacon of civilization. They, like, if people see them get conquered, like, this is like seeing the mighty cities and fortresses fall to a horde. This is also going to be very, very much like thing. And friction modifier, like how much of their border is going to be, let's like say 1.2, because it's like, on one hand, they do very much stick to their borders and being good with, like, respecting treaties and whatnot, but they really don't, they're not one to, how do I put this? They are not one to, words, what am I saying for? They will build up their border, and they do not back down if they see something is rightly theirs. Okay, and now we're going to behavior. Are they a conqueror? Yes, they will conquer if they see fit. Are they a subjugator? Yes, they will. Subjugation is where they will, like, take land and, like, or they will make an empire their vassal. Liberator, no. They're more of the opinion of they need to control things Like, they don't want to, like, leave things to chance and whatnot. Opportunist means, will they, like, jump on a weak civilization? Excuse me. I'd probably say yes. Because they want people to be, whatchamacallit? How do you say this? Where was I? My words just got opportunist, I think. Like, they want to expand their empire, and if you're weak, you need to be helped. You need to join our glorious, like, civilization. They're not militaristic, but they are believed, like, that, like, we must expand or we will die. Slaver, no. They are very much of the opinion of civilization as a tool to ensure freedom and whatnot. The children of Ilva, in many ways, are lawful good. In that civilization is the shining light to bring everyone into the glorious future. Uplifter, yes. I don't actually know how I'm going to do pre-sapients, or if I'll even have them, but for now, yes, they would be an uplifter. Purger, no. Displacer, no. Infiltrate, because, like, I mean, why would we want to get rid of people? People are the lifeblood of a civilization. Infiltrator, infiltrating primitive cultures to, like, bring them. Honestly, no, that's not really their thing. Dominator. I don't know what that means. Oh, here we are. Will they invade? Oh. Okay. Uplift refers to enlightened and uplifting and also enlightening. So for primitives and whatnot. So yes, they definitely are. They were like, come join us in the stars. Like, you're very important. Like, here is all the magic and, like, artifice and whatnot that you need to join the glorious civilization beyond just your small planet. Dominator, will they outright invade? Actually, no. They're not one to just outright invade someone. Robot exploiter, no. Robot liberator, no. There are no robots in this game. Propagator. Will they get aggressive once boxed in? Yes. Yes, they will. If they're stopped and they can't expand, we need to get out. Like, the boundary of civilization must be expanded. Multi-species, yes. They're cosmopolitan, they're all day. Crisis fighter. Yeah, no, they will fight the crisis. I don't know how I'm going to do crises, but they will see it as a threat. And okay, next is what is allowed to have this, and it's only allows one ethic, and that should be and I think I said that for all of them, and I'll have to fix that. And it has ethic civilization _ fanatic. I might add things this one for being like, if you have fanatic and this, and weight modifier 10,000, I essentially don't want them to have this if they meet all the requirements. So, Ilwa is done. So next one is the summary of Pale, and that is the Paleontology Commission or Council, and they're all about finding, like, essentially they just want to dig up some dinosaur bones and whatnot. Aggressiveness 0.5. They are not the kind to want to pick fights. They just want to pick out some bones. Trade willingness 1. Like, they're willing to trade, but they more want to be left to themselves. Bravery 0.5. It's just a bunch of nerds. Combat bravery also, let's say 0.8. Like, they're willing to fight, but they do not want to spend. Military spending 0.5. I mean, like I said, they're just a bunch of nerds. Colony spending, 1.1. Like, they'll expand, but that's not their focus. Federation acceptance, -10. Like, they kind of want to be left alone. Non-aggression pact acceptance, 30. They want to join you. Defensive pact, let's play +20. They're less likely to come to the aid of others. Migration pact, -20. They just want their bones. Actually, -10. Advanced our chance, 0.5, I guess. Or 50. Alrighty. And okay. Armor ratio, 0.5. 0.5. Again, we don't really care. Threat modifier, they are scared. They are very scared and will get thing easier. Although they're not like a huge, they're not like super like imposing themselves, so they don't really see themselves being done that. Friction modifier, they're actually not that bad at all. Like, I mean, they'll expand, but they're very loose with their borders. They mostly just want some space in there. Conqueror, no, they don't really want to do that. Subjugator, yeah, no, if they want to find someone to like put you under there, they will. Liberator, yes. Opportunist, no. Slaver, no. Uplifter, yes. Purger, no. Displacer, no. Infiltrator, no. Dominator, no. Like, they're not very militant. They just want to like kind of like do their own thing. Propagator, I already forgot what this means. Will they get aggressive once boxed in? No. Multi-species, will they give rights to aliens? They will. Like I said, like, they don't super care about, they aren't like super keen on bringing a bunch of people in, but they're not like gonna dislike them if they do. Like, hey, if you can dig up some bones, you're good on us. And I mean, like, if you're there and you like die, yeah, you'll have some bones, and we can catalog you and add you to our museums. Crisis fighter, no. They're very scared. They'll take care of their own. And they just have 2 ethics, and that should be in Anne, because Lily knows what she's doing. And it'll be has ethic x ethic _ nature. Make sure your fingers are in the right place when typing. It's actually kind of weird when there's like a microphone between you and your keyboard. And ethic _ past. This one I'll probably have a modifier on them, because not all of them with these will necessarily be all about digging up. Like, gonna be like these like shy nerds that just want to dig up some bones. Sor, the Throne of Sel-Dois. Aggressiveness, high. Okay, maybe not 2.0, but 1.75. Sor-Dois, the Empress Eternal, only seeks to further her power and domain, and will strike the heart of anyone who seeks to. Trade willingness? Why trade when I can just take what I want from you? Bravery? 1. Actually, 0.8. Why? Why must I? Why must I pick on those who are an equal challenge? When I could instead, I don't know, just take out you when you're weak. Combat bravery, though, 1.75. My troops are disposable. They're my undead thralls. Who cares about their lives? Fight to the last zombie. Military spending, 1.75. Colony spending, 0.75. Or 0.5. I will take what I need. Federation acceptance. I don't work with people. I bow to no one. Non-aggression pact acceptance. I work with no one. Defensive pact. Nah. Migration pact. Nah. Sel-Dois doesn't work with anyone. Sel-Dois does their own thing. The migration pact that you work with, you will migrate. We migrate to you with our armies and our zombies, and then, yes, you will join our nation. That is how you get in. Just settle near us, and then you will join. 0.5, 0.5. Threat modifier. They don't like anyone anyway. They don't perceive threats. Threats that are from other modifier. They're scary. I mean, I think you too would be threatened by hordes of zombies, and you don't want to be on their border. It stinks like all hell. You just don't want to be there at all. Conqueror, yes. Subjugator, yes. Liberator, no. Opportunist, yes. Slaver, yes. Uplifter, no. Purger, no. Why get rid of perfectly good thralls? Displacer, no. Infiltrator, no. Dominator, yes. Robots don't exist. Propagator. I mean, yes, because they're already like super aggressive. Multi-species, no. I mean, they don't even give their base species any rights. Crisis fighter, yes, it's a threat. Like, that's kind of like, it's like their saving grace is like, okay, maybe, yeah, I'll help fight whatever things are threatening my rule. And has ethic underscore death underscore fanatic. Cool. And the final one we're going to do is we're just going to stick to the Domain of the Slumber, which is like the first grouping of things. It's going to be the Utopia of Learning. Aggressiveness 1.2. This is a group of very snobbish things who believe that knowledge is only for the worthy. And by worthy, they mean them. And if you are, prove yourself worthy. Trade willingness 0.8. We won't dislike you, but we're not doing bravery 0.7. 0.8. Combat bravery 0.8. We are esteemed researchers and scientists and mages. We don't need to engage in such petty squabbles. But military spending 1.2. Colony spending, let's just have a base level. Federation acceptance, minus 25. Non-aggression pact acceptance, minus 20. There's no need to fight. Defensive acceptance, minus 50. We don't need your help. We are good enough on our own. Migration pact acceptance, minus 40. We are all we need. You're less than worthy breed. You can do your own thing. Just stay away from our universities and academies. I'm really excited for the person doing the voice for the Utopian Alerted thing. Advisor voice. I'm really looking forward to that. I need to record that. Threat modifier. Just do a 1. Like, they'll see things and they analyze. They're very analytical. Threat others modifier, that's like 1.2. Like, they are very, like, sure, they aren't very likable, but they do have, it is kind of like thing like, oh, they are actually very powerful, even if a bit snobbish. And if they're getting conquered, that's actually kind of, it's kind of worrying. Friction modifier, let's just have a base level. Conqueror, no, they're not one to conquer. Subjugator, yes. Liberator, yes. Opportunist, no. Slaver, no. Like, we don't like you. Actually, no, they are a slaver. They're a rigid case system. What am I talking about? Yes, they're a slaver. Uplifter, no. Purger, no. Displacer, yes. Infiltrator, yes. Dominator, yes. Robots don't exist. Propagator, yes. Multi-species, no. Crisis fighter, no. And they are good as long as you have the ethic underscore today in ethic underscore moon. Alright, and I'm just going to save that there. But essentially I have 16 more of these to go to, but that's like a general idea of like what I am doing for this. I hope you found this interesting, and as I try to get more and more of the Domain of Slumber ready to go, to get them onto a published state. I'm aiming for actually getting a first version that everyone can play. Probably, I'm saying like roughly after the 2.0 patch is a month after the 2.0 goes live, just because I'm not going to aim for release before 2.0 since 2.0 is going to change so much, and I got to figure out how I'm going to work with all that. I'm going to have to change so much. I'm not touching some features that 2.0 is changing, so I'm kind of like waiting on that to go. And I'm trying to get things like this, which won't change radically. I might have to like add some values, remove some values, and things like that. And again, a lot of these values all change and fudge over time as like I actually play with it once it's in a more playable state and I get feedback and things like that. But I'm just kind of trying to get these personalities in sight so they're not all despicable neutrals. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and found it interesting as I talk about more of this way over-ambitious project I'm working on. And I will talk to you later. If there's any part of the mod you want to see, let me know, and I will do a video on it. Alright, I'll talk to you later.